Implementing IT Service Management, Course Introduction. Welcome to the Implementing IT Service Management course. This course already assumes that you know basic service management concepts, so we will not spend time discussing the processes or how they work, but we will focus this course on actual implementation efforts and an approach for implementing these processes as you go forward. The goal is to provide enough guidance that you feel comfortable moving forward with your own implementation efforts. In addition, along the way, we will drop in some of our own experiences about what has worked and what you might want to avoid along the way. So let's get right into it. Here's the overall approach. We'll discuss each of these key steps throughout the course. Our approach is a classic transformation approach that has been around for decades with many companies that are undergoing change, but we've customized this specifically around the latest service management guidance. Note how this works. We start out with what we'll call the IT Service Management Visioning step. In this step, we will be looking at why we are doing the ITSM implementation, the key business objectives, and the goals and strategies for moving forward. Then, we will move to the IT Service Management Assessment step. In the assessment step, we will assess our current state processes, technologies, organization, governance, and reporting practices, and we will look to see what gaps exist between those elements and the vision that we set at the first step. We then move on to IT Service Management Planning. In this step, we will have translated our assessment output into actionable items, goals, efforts, and tasks, and something called initial wins. In this planning step, we are putting our project together, assembling our project team and resources, and putting the right project infrastructure in place to move forward. At this point, we will also execute on something called our IT Service Management Initial Wins. These are basically short-term, real-life types of solutions that can be put into place that people can see and touch. They differ from just putting a process into place, as a process tends to be a little bit more strategic. When you put a process in place, it is really more of a capability. With an initial win, we are actually putting something on the table for the business that they can see and touch, that they will see some value in. You will see as we go through this effort that you really need to focus in both directions: tactical, in terms of an initial win, and strategic, in terms of the process solutions that you will be putting into place. The IT Service Management Design stage is about designing our processes. Here, we will basically put our designs together for the process solutions that we plan to put into place. Then, after the ITSM Design stage, comes the IT Service Management Transition stage. In that stage, we will essentially take our designs and make them real by transferring them into a production state, so that the business and our stakeholders will actually be using these solutions when they go forward. Note that this entire approach then circles back to the visioning stage. The reason for this is that an ITSM implementation is an ongoing program. It's not just a one-time project. So, once we have implemented a certain number of improvements and initial wins, we will circle back and then pick our next set of initial wins and improvements that we want to implement, and so on and so on. Note the words underneath these boxes. What is the vision? Where are we now? How will we get there? Let's get to our vision. This basically is the ITSM lifecycle model taken from Continual Service Improvement Guidance. You will see that the actual approach that we are using aligns very well to those same steps. Below the boxes, you will see something that is Six Sigma-like, the term DMAIC, which you may not be familiar with. It means design, measure, analyze, improve, and control. We have simply put this there so that if there is a Six Sigma initiative within your company, you will see that this approach also fits quite easily into that same kind of strategy. One last thought on our approach is that when you run through all of these steps of the implementation lifecycle, try to keep this within a 9-month period if at all possible. Don't try to plan this out to extend over multiple years. Typically, those kinds of projects are fraught with risk, and then people keep coming back asking, what is the goal of this? Why do we still continue to do this? Box these into maximum 9-month segments so that every 9 months or so you are running through this cycle: visioning, assessment, planning, design, initial wins, and transition. Here we have the approach we just discussed overlaid with the training modules for the ITSM implementation course. The module structure will follow the implementation approach that was just described. By the end of the 7th module, you will be an expert in implementing a strong ITSM program with your IT organization. An optional support aid that you can take advantage of is the IT Service Management Library, or ITSM Lib. This is a large library of ITSM-related artifacts, white papers, templates, tools, and support aids that you can download and use for your own efforts. The library covers just about every main process with added sections for governance and other support areas. Much of the content is taken and scrubbed from actual IT organizations that have worked with ITSM in the past. As you go through the course, the ITSM Lib logo will appear with helpful hints indicating areas in the library you may wish to explore for further guidance and help. The library is always being updated with new content, so you may wish to continue your access after you completed the course. Okay, if you're ready, let's get started. Module 1 is ready and waiting for you.